Good morning to BTL 5 to 7 course. We are talking about alkaloids, one of the important ecochemicals which has been used by human being since ancient time. And the use of alkaloids is not decreasing even in the modern times. Many of the bioactive compounds, pharmaceutically important compounds, are alkaloids. A large group of anti-cancer compounds are alkaloids. Today we shall discuss further topics on alkaloids. Yesterday I discussed about the tropane alkaloids of the nightshade plant, and I told you that Atropa belladonna produce the atropine, which is used as a mediatic to dilate the pupils. That means it has high ability to increase the concentration of or attention of the mind on some topic or like that. And scopolamine obtained from henbane, datura, stramonium, that is Datura plant, and other plants of the Solanaceae. As atropine, a competitive agonist of acetylcholine receptors. However, the therapeutic ranges is narrower and there are more side effects, very limited use today. So side effects in case of natural products or pharmaceutical drug always there in this is why dose is very important. But even though if you optimize the dose due to side effects, some of the natural products are abandoned for human use. Hyoscyamine, which is another alkaloid extracted from Datura stramonium and other plants of the Solanaceae. Sorry, uh, it works by inhibiting the action of acetylcholine in smooth and cardiac muscle, the sinoatrial and atrioventricular nodes and exocrine glands. So it has the structure is very simple, but it has huge, delicate activities in the vascular system as well as the nervous system, even muscle of the cardiac muscles, used to provide symptomatic relief to various gastrointestinal disorder, including spasms, peptic ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, pancreatitis, uh, colic, and cystitis. That means it has a range of activities, multiple activities. That means this compound might bind with multiple receptors depending on the dose. Brand names for hyoscyamine included Cymax, Anaspaz, Cystospaz, Levsin, Levvid, Donamar, Nuleb, and Nuquest. That means you can easily understand that it is now in the market under different trade names or brand names by different company, pharmaceutical company, as it has a wide range of um, activity, including curing the peptic ulcer or pancreatitis, colic or cystitis or spasm like that. Cocaine. The next compound you see the structure of cocaine. Cocaine obtained from a coca plant, Erythroxylum coca, and it is the name surely you know, and it has been trading illegally worldwide, and Uh, Panama was very famous. One a president of Panama, Noriega, he was called the emperor of cocaine or like that. But anyway, the business of cocaine is not new. It from the ancient time, cocaine even once it has been used in the Coca-Cola also, a stimulant of central nervous system, an appetite suppressant, creating what has been described as a euphoric sense of happiness and increased energy. So, this is why even some energy drink or Coca-Cola people used this cocaine, but it is officially banned. For many decades, cocaine was a key ingredient in Coca-Cola. When sorry when the Spaniards colonized South America, they at first ignored Aboriginal claims that the leaf gave them strength and energy and declared the practice of chewing it the work of the devil. But after discovering that these claims were true, they legalized and taxed the leaf, taking 10% off the value of each crop. These taxes were for a time the main source of support for the uh, you know Roman Catholic Church in the region. These are the very interesting historical, lots of historical events are associated with the cocaine. So, most interesting point is trafficking in tropane alkaloids. All these are tropane alkaloids, and they are synthesized in certain cell, and then from the amino acid, and then they can move from one cell to another. They have the ability. Small molecule can cross the barrier of cell wall. For example, from ornithine and arginine. Here you see how the tropane alkaloid, tropinone or tropine or hyoscyamine and scopolamine are produced, and how they are coming to from the phloem cell to the xylem cell. These are the phloem cell. So they can when they come to the xylem cell, then they can move to the root, and vascular system helps to move the whole plant. So transportation or trafficking of secondary metabolites are common, but here I have shown the trafficking in propane alkaloid metabolism, um, from the source to how they are biosynthesized, and then they move to the vascular system for the transportation through the plant in different organs. Nicotine is very famous, alkaloid, and you know that nicotine uh, containing tobacco is cigarette industry is very very famous worldwide. Top 10 tobacco producing country: China number one, Brazil, India, United States, Indonesia, Turkey, Greece, Argentina, Italy, Pakistan. These are the very famous top 10 countries. Bangladesh is not included in the top 10 countries because we have the crisis of land. But if you visit Kustia, Meherpur, Chuadanga, you can find lots of tobacco fields. And tobacco is also cultivated in Bangladesh for finest quality of uh, cigarette like Benson and Hedges. So tobacco uh, found in the nightshade family of plants Solanaceae. That means Solanaceae plant can produce tobacco, that is nicotine, and predominantly in tobacco plant. That means other than tobacco plant, nicotine also produced but very low content and in a lower quantities in tomato, potato, eggplant, and green pepper, very low quantity. Constitutes 0.3 to 5% of the tobacco plant by dry weight. You can imagine 5 at 0.3 to 5% in the dry weight of the leaf of tobacco, with the biosynthesis taking place in the roots. Very interesting is that nicotine is biosynthesized in the roots and deposited in the leaves, accumulates in the leaves. In lower concentration, the substance is stimulant and is one of the main factors responsible for dependence forming properties of tobacco smoking. In higher doses, nicotine is a potent nerve poison and is included in many insecticides. So in the past, people used nicotine as an insecticide, which can, you know, affect the nervous system of the insect. So you can imagine the nicotine also hazardous for the human. Nicotine acts on nicotinic acetylcholine receptors. In small concentration, it increases the activity of these receptors. This is why people become addicted, among other things, leading to an increased flow of adrenaline, a stimulating hormone. That means when people take small amount of nicotine, it activates the flow of adrenaline, and this is a neurostimulating hormone, and it helps to become, addicted also. And nicotine gave some properties to the smokers, stimulant activity. This is why they love it, and it has, long time use of nicotine can cause lung cancer and many other diseases, respiratory diseases. So, how nicotine is biosynthesized in the plant? There are actually two pathways for biosynthesis of nicotine. One you see from the ornithine, one amino acid, and then step by step you see ornithine decarboxylase enzyme. It produces the putrescine, and putrescine is a polyamine. And then putrescine and methyl transferase enzyme change it into N-methylputrescine, and then D-amine oxidase enzyme convert it into methyl pyrrolinium cation, or a charged molecule. And from this start, charged molecule, tropine alkaloids in other nightshade plants are produced. But in case of tobacco, it turns into the nicotine. This is the nicotine structure of nicotine. Nicotine contains two nitrogen atom, one benzene ring and another pyran ring. Similarly, from the aspartate, it also can be produced, and from the aspartate oxidase change into alpha aminosuccinate, and then you see quinolinate synthase convert it into quinolinate, and then quinolinate phosphoribosyl transferase. This enzyme convert it into uh, NAMN. NAMN, here you see it is charged and it is called nicotinate or like that. And NAD also released from this one, and then convert into nicotinate, and NAD cell-based pathway is activated. This pathway is a bit complicated. It is shown here a very simplified way, because it can again can be transferred to the NAD or like that. so that nicotinate can be converted into nicotine. So this is the simplest pathway of the biosynthesis of nicotine, and all the genes and enzymes have been discovered. Nicotine is worldwide trading this bioactive compound present in the tobacco leaf. This is why cigarette industry, you see people always in the advertisement, it is written that tobacco smoking is dangerous. But even though in all countries, almost all countries, it has been used since ancient time in different format. Now the smart cigarette format. But this is really funny because only due to the getting high tax from the tobacco company. This practice, although hazardous to the health, still are in the real life and uh, causing health hazards to the people worldwide. In Europe, even I have seen female persons take too much tobacco. In the past, we have seen hookah in the village. Now, in the modern system, also new hookah is introduced. So all over all the societies, even Arabian or Western or Asian, African, everywhere you can see the this molecule influence the society. Sometimes it has been used a ritual, so exchange greetings and offer the cigarette or like that. Or in the past, in our village, in the social program, people used hookah, and it was some sort of like beverage or like this. But anyway, it is harmful and no doubt, and it is proven that nicotine is bad for the human and can cause many respiratory disease, even lead to the cancer. So this is all about today's lecture. So you can ask some question. Any question from you
Yes,
or
sir.
comment?
Sir, so far I know that this smoking cause this kind of respiratory disease because of the smoking, the smoke produced by burning those nicotine. So, is there any way like can we produce a nicotine chocolate or something which requires no smoking, so that there will be less chance or no chance of affecting the respiratory organs?
But if you make nicotine chocolate, nicotine is an alkaloid, and it has ability to bind with choline esterase and acetylcholine receptor. As a result, it obviously then you can get direct nicotine in the chocolate would be more harmful. When people take a cigarette and other hookah or like that, they use sometimes filter or water to reduce the content of nicotine. But in chocolate, you will get direct nicotine that may be not so good for the health.
Yes, sir, I understand. So another question is that there are some kinds of tablet or medicine available in the market which says that it will reduce or less the addiction of smoking. So how
Uh,
does they do it?
yes, there are lots of research being done to treat the nicotine addicted, that is cigarette or smoking addicted people. But some people introduced electronic cigarette or like that, which is free from nicotine. But lots of approaches are there. The best idea is I have seen many people who stopped, who were a chain smoker but stopped smoking. It needs, treatment, mental treatment to become strong, because it is not giving the people any nutrition. So a long time mental treatment or even a strong a decision of a person can stop it. But I have no idea about whether there are some medicine that can discourage a nicotine addicted guy to stop taking the cigarette or other form of nicotine. Good
Okay,
question.
sir. I understand.
Thank you. Any other? Do any other have any question? But anyway, my advice is there are lots of things in this nature we can drink or we can test, we can cherish our mind, we can get nutrition. Never touch the cigarette or nicotine containing any product because it is clearly a dangerous natural product for the health. And from this course, you can easily understand that herbal medicines sometimes claim that they are safe for health because they are natural. All natural substances are not safe for human. There are a huge danger even in the natural substances. Nicotine is an example. People thought that synthetic things are bad, but natural nicotine or morphine or cocaine, they are much more dangerous than the natural substances, synthetic substances. Thank you very much for listening, and we shall talk more in the next week. And I have I shared the slide with you. Please go through all the slides in your Facebook, and I wish you have a good day.